Hi there, folks. Welcome back to another episode of the Short and Stout Guys. We are the Short and Stout Guys. I'm Terry.
I'm Daniel.
Hey, welcome back. Daniel, in Florida right now, and we love living in Florida, but we got to be honest, it is hot and it is humid.
It is.
And it's only June. And we've already had temperatures over 100, which usually we don't have around here, but we did this year. And we've still got July coming. We've got August coming. We're in for a lot of hot, muggy weather. So let's talk about a few ways today that we would recommend staying cool in the theme parks. So we're going to go to the theme parks. We love spending time at the theme parks. So how do you stay cool at the theme parks?
Well, that sounds like a good idea. And your first way to stay cool at the theme parks is with a cooling towel.
So you're going to wear that thing in the park?
Yeah, it may look a little silly, but it's a good way to stay cool. You get one of these at a Target, Walmart, any sports store, and even some at the theme parks.
Yep.
All you have to do is put it in a bag with some cold water or ice. Then take it to the park with you. Make sure you wring out some of that excess water. Put it on your neck, and you're good to go for at least a couple of hours of staying cool.
Or whenever it warms up, you just re-chill it again. Hit it with some more cool water, whatever, and you're good to go again. Yeah, the cooling towel, I think, is one of the best options, honestly. You can wear it around your neck. You can put it over your head a little bit if you need to and wipe yourself off. I think it's a great idea. And then we wash them whenever we come home, and then they're ready to go again. So, all right, cooling towel. And again, you don't have to have any kind of a name brand one. They do sell them in the parks. They're a little bit more expensive in the parks than they're going to be at a regular store. But wherever you can get them, they're really, I think, they're worth the money. Another suggestion, I guess, that I would make or you could try, is using a cooling fan. Now, there's a couple models of these. There's models you can wear around your neck, and they're drawing in the air around you and kind of blowing it up in your face, right? And it's got several different speeds. You also see in the parks that there are little sprayers that the kids will carry. They've got a sprayer and a fan that way. And usually it's just little kids that you see using those because they like to play with them and squirt stuff around and do all kinds of things. But generally, we don't use that. And we honestly don't use this too much. Why not, Daniel?
Because when you're in the hot, muggy, kind of stiff air, you're not getting any cold air blowing on you. You're just getting that hot air blowing into your face, and that's not good.
Yeah, that's not so good.
No.
If you're in the air conditioning, okay, because then it's blowing the cool air up in your face. But if you're just in a hot, muggy air, all you're getting is moving hot, muggy air, right? So not always so great.
Not the best solution in our opinion.
All right. Well, you got another suggestion what we might do?
Another suggestion of how to stay cool is just getting out of the sun. When you're at the theme parks, you could always duck into an indoor ride or a gift shop, because the indoor rides and the gift shops probably have the best air conditioning.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, we're at the parks all the time, and we cut through the gift shops all the time. A lot of them have an in and out entrance, and we do that not to cut off steps because we want to get our steps in, but it's just to absorb as much of that air conditioning as we can. And if you're going to do rides, try to hit the outdoor rides early in the morning and then maybe later in the day when it's a little bit cooler. Otherwise, then you hit the indoor rides during the heat of the day. That way, even if you're waiting in a line, you're inside a building where hopefully there's going to be some air conditioning to keep you comfortable.
Is there another way you think we could stay cool?
Absolutely another way that I would recommend, and that is, and I don't have an example, believe it or not, with me to show, is having a Coca-Cola Freestyle cup. Now, we've already covered in previous videos how you can use those all over the parks. I think there was 27 spots where you can take those Freestyle cups once you've restarted them for the day, and you can fill up 27 spots around the two parks, right? All over the place. But you can also use those Coca-Cola Freestyle cups for a whole nother purpose. You know what that is?
Ooh, what's that?
That is getting yourself some ICEEs. Ooh. Along with the pop, remember, after you've restarted the cup for the day, you can get as many pops as you want every 10 minutes, right? Every sodas. But you can also get ICEEs free every 10 minutes all over the parks. And by our count, there are about 19 locations in Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios where you can refill those. And what we thought we'd do today is we take you on a little trip with us as we go into the park and look for those 19 spots. Now, you and I haven't seen all those 19 spots before, so we had to go into the park and investigate and try to find out where these 19 spots are located.
Mm-hmm. And although we've been told that some of these flavors may change from time to time, but from what we've seen, it seems like the flavors stay mostly the same at the locations.
Yeah, the workers suggested that they really don't change very much. Every once in a while they might change out one flavor or something like that. But for the most part, what you see in our video today is probably going to be pretty close to what you see if you're visiting all the ICEE stations in the park. Well, actually, we're going to go to the first station before we even get into the park. So in City Walk, there is, just like there's the first Coca-Cola Freestyle Pop or Soda station, there's also the first ICEE station. And it's at the big Coca-Cola bottle. It's called the Coca-Cola Icon, the Coca-Cola Icon stand. And there you can get your ICEEs. Now the ICEE flavors that we found there's 3 of them. They had Coca-Cola, they had blue raspberry, and they also had a Powerade extra sour green apple, which will come up in the video again a little bit later on. But we always like the Coca-Cola, right? You always enjoy the Coca-Cola. And I know Mrs. Short and Stout Guys, she likes the Coca-Cola ICEEs if she's going to have an ICEE. So, all right, are you ready to head into the park?
We're going to be heading into Islands Adventure, going clockwise around the park, starting at Marvel Superhero Island at our first ICEE refill station, which is at Interplanetary Popcorn. And there they have about 3 different flavors. They've got blue raspberry, green apple, and Coca-Cola.
I think they kind of keep something green there because of the Hulk ride close by, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They have green popcorn also. So green popcorn, they have a green drink. And so anyway, it seems to be that might be what's going on. All right, Daniel. So we had the green apple. Actually, you had the green apple and I had the blue raspberry. What did you think of the green apple?
I think it was pretty good. It was a good starting out flavor.
Okay, not bad flavor at all. It wasn't overpoweringly sour.
Not really.
Yeah, and blue raspberry is always a good way to go. A lot of time we'll take blue raspberry, we'll add a little bit of red to it. And what do we call that?
We call it the Smurf in a blender.
Smurf in a blender. I know it's kind of sick, but that's what we go with. All right. From the, and I will mention also that there are no ICEE machines in the big Cafe 4, which is kind of right across the way from the Interplanetary Popcorn. They don't have any Coca-Cola Freestyle machines in there either. You have to get your refills of pop at the counter, and they will do that for you at the counter if you have a Freestyle cup. But there are no ICEE machines in the Cafe 4. So anyway, we are going to move on to the next spot that does have an ICEE machine available for you, and that is in the Captain America Cafe, just down the road. In the cafe, Captain America Cafe, the machine was turned backwards, so we couldn't see what the flavors were. So we had to ask one of the workers there what's going on with that. And he said the flavors that they have available are Coca-Cola. They've got a blue raspberry, which seems to be available just about everywhere. They've got strawberry, and they also have pina colada. Now, they weren't open yet while we were there, so we weren't able to get a fill there, but we were still working on our green apple and blue raspberry, so we were fine with that.
The next spot in Marvel Superhero Island is the Lemon Slush Stand. They have 3 different flavors. They have blue raspberry, they got pina colada, and strawberry. Yeah, strawberry.
Now, it's kind of funny because you would think that you'd be able to get a lemon there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's a specialty drink. You have to order that separately.
And you're going to find that there are specialty drinks around the parks that you cannot use your Coca-Cola Freestyle cup to get. I think it's a strawberry lemonade or something like that they have at that particular stand, and that you can't get with the Coca-Cola Freestyle cup. But you can get those other 3 flavors. Now, there's other specialty drinks around the park that you also cannot use your Coca-Cola Freestyle cup for. For example, butterbeer is the big one. You cannot go into the Harry Potter area, the Wizarding World, and get a butterbeer fill. Not going to do it. They're not going to give you a pumpkin juice, right? There's some other things. There's another lemon slush stand that we'll show you later on in the video, where also you cannot get, they actually scoop the lemon slush out of that one because it's so thick, and they will not give you a fill of that. So there's some places where you just cannot get these specialty drinks. I think you mentioned the Simpsons or what's actually the
they call them squishies, I think.
Squishies up in Springfield, right?
Yeah.
You cannot get a refill of those in Springfield either. But we'll talk about that another time. All right. So again, that's pretty much the setup for the Captain America Cafe. You do have to get and with all the ICEEs, you have to ask for a refill. They don't have any self-service machines for the ICEEs.
No, right? that would get pretty messy.
And they do that every once in a while in Golden Corrals, and it is a huge mess whenever we've seen them, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So now that we're leaving Marvel's Superhero Island, and we're going to talk about the next stand that's in Toon Lagoon.
So we're heading into. We love Toon Lagoon. Such a bright, colorful area. You were mentioning you don't know a lot of the characters from Toon Lagoon because they're just the comic characters are from kind of before your time, right? Mm-hmm. You know a few, but not tons of them. But you kind of think of, hey, the comic strip cafe. I bet they've got tons of ICEE machines in there. Yeah, they don't. No ICEE machines in there. They've got the Coca-Cola refills, but they don't have any ICEE machines. So the next place we're going to go to get a refill is going to be a stand called Frostbite Freezes in Toon Lagoon. In that particular area, they've got actually 6 different flavors you can choose from. And they've got Coca-Cola, they've got an orange, pina colada, blue raspberry again, which always seems to be there. They have a Minute Maid lemonade, which is a really great one, and they've got a wild cherry that you can choose from. So lots of different flavors, 6 of them, that you could choose at Frostbite Freezes. And you actually went over there and we got some. Oh, I think we have a video of me getting some stuff there.
Let's check it out.
All right. All right, we are in Toon Lagoon right now. We're over here at Frostbite Freezes. Daniel got a pina colada and I got a Minute Maid lemon. We're having trouble with our cups today, so it's a good reminder to make sure you hang on to your receipt because for whatever reason, neither of our cups is registering. As long as you show them your receipt, you're going to be fine. So, anyway, pina colada and lemon. You know, that was really good in that video just to remind us how important it is to hang on to your receipt. When you renew your cup or when you buy the cup and you get it renewed for that day, hang on to your receipt because all morning we had trouble with our cups registering. So we go to put them on the stand. There's a little circular stand they have you put them on so they can check to make sure you did actually renew the cup. And they weren't showing up for us. And so we had to show our receipt every time, which wasn't a big deal. You had the receipt handy. Once you show the receipt, no problem. Everybody was really nice about it. So that was kind of a problem for part of our morning. We'll tell you how that got resolved later on. But good advice, keep that receipt and keep it handy just in case you... We haven't had problems with cups very often. I think maybe a couple of times we've had cups that haven't done very well. But most of the time we do okay.
All right, heading out of the Toon Lagoon, the next station is... We tried looking it up. It doesn't really have a name, but it is the stand, probably the snack stand closest to Skull Island Reign of Kong. So we're just going to call it the Kong snack stand.
Sure, that sounds good.
They have 2 flavors there. They have banana and strawberry. And fun fact, originally this was the only place in the park where you can get a banana slush ICEE. But since then, since it got more popular, they started adding it into different areas.
I guess so, yeah. So they had strawberry, or excuse me, they had banana and wild cherry. Very similar, probably taste about the same. But anyway, banana used to be, you used to have to go to the Kong place if you wanted to get a banana, but now there's about 3 or 4 places that have the banana ICEE. So, all right. There's another one you wanted to talk about in that same area.
Yes, it's the Fall Terrace Jurassic Park area. It's an indoor sitting restaurant. You wouldn't think that it would have an ICEE machine, but it has one. The flavors for that one are banana, pina colada, strawberry, and mango.
Oh, you'll love that mango. All right. Yeah. I'm going to take us a little deeper into Jurassic Park also. The next one we're going to stop at, our 8th stop already, is going to be at a place called Bone Chillin' Beverages. It's in the Jurassic Park area, and they have 6 different flavors again. Here you can get the Coca-Cola, good standard. They've got blue raspberry, just about all of them seem to have. They have watermelon there, which isn't too bad. They have the Minute Maid lemonade, which is one of my favorites. They have a margarita flavor and also a pina colada flavor. And of all of the flavors that we're talking about today, the only one we didn't get to try was margarita. We just never came back to it. So I've had it before. It's not really my favorite, but Anyway, another one in that area, Jurassic Park area, is just loaded with ICEE machines. It's called Natural Selections. It's got a little bit more healthy food. I think they've got more fruit and stuff at that one.
And ICEEs.
I'm sorry?
And ICEEs.
They did, and ICEEs, absolutely. So at Natural Selections in the Jurassic Park area, they had the sour apple, mango, and they had a high C orange at that one. And one other thing I'll mention about the Natural Selections, we were really thankful for this, is the person that checked our cups and was like, hey, your cups aren't working. We showed them the receipt. They said, well, here, let me fix that for you. So they took the cups, they registered them, I guess, for the day and got them working so we didn't have a problem the rest of the day. We really appreciated that. So anyway, that was at Natural Selections. And we've got a video of you trying a couple flavors there at Natural Selections.
All right, we are here at the Jurassic Park area by the Natural Selection food cart. I got a mango ICEE and my dad got a sour apple. Gotta be honest, not a fan of the mango.
All right, so we got mango, you got mango, and I got the sour apple, which you had earlier. And I like that sour apple. There wasn't anything wrong with that. What did you think about the mango?
I did not like it. It was a little overpowering for me. It was probably, the first step was okay, but the rest was just,
yeah.
Now,
have you ever actually had a mango, a real mango fruit?
I do not think so.
Yeah, and probably wouldn't be one of your favorites either.
No,
but yeah.
no.
All right, so your mango, not a success for you. All right.
The next stop in Jurassic Park is
another one. Wow, Jurassic Park.
I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Pizza Predatoria.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of outdoor pizza area in Jurassic Park. The ICEE flavors they have there is wild cherry, blue raspberry, Minute Maid lemonade.
Yeah, I really like that Minute Maid lemonade. That was one of my top favorites for the day. All right, and again, blue raspberry, which you seem to find everywhere. All right. They also have a Coca-Cola refill station kind of around the side that we found in that last video. So lots of different options there at Pizza Predatoria.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about the Burger Dig? That's a really big restaurant in Jurassic Park. Did we find any there?
No, we did not. We found some pop refill stations at Burger Digs, but they didn't have any ICEE refill stations. That's probably because they might have ice cream there. I'm not sure.
Seems like a lot of times if they have ice cream, then they won't do the ICEE refills. If they kind of have one or the other, right? All right. So now we're going to leave Jurassic Park, right? And we're heading into the Hogwarts Castle and Hogsmeade area.
Well, we could probably skip that area because as you've probably heard from our previous videos, they have no pop refill stations and, as you might expect, no ICEE machines.
Yeah, something about wizards, I guess. They just do not like soda and they don't like ICEEs. But also, what do they want you to buy?
They want you to buy their butterbeer and pumpkin juice.
Which are fine. We enjoy butterbeer, and pumpkin juice is fine. I don't mind that at all. Yeah. You can also get an assortment of alcoholic drinks in the Wizarding World. But again, none of those are going to work with your Coca-Cola Freestyle cup. All right? All right. We're going to leave the Wizarding World because that was not successful for us. We're going to head into the Lost Continent area. Kind of sad to see the Lost Continent anymore. There are no rides and no shows currently in the Lost Continent. Occasionally you'll get character meet and greets like Tigress or what's the guy?
Julian.
King Julian. Yep, the lemur guy is going to be there dancing around once in a while.
And occasionally you can have a meet and greet with Mystic Fountain.
So, but no shows. There used to be a great Sinbad show. In fact, I think they're using that for a cooling station now. If you kind of follow a big winding path and follow the signs, they actually put you right in where you can see the stage is still there from the show that existed, I don't know, 12 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, too bad they haven't been able to bring it back.
No, it was an amazing show. But anyway, so...
there is a ICEE refill station in the Lost Continent.
Okay.
We couldn't find the name of the stand, so we've just been calling it the Green Tent Stand.
Oh, all right.
It's closest to the restaurant in Lost Continent, Mythos, I think it's called.
Yeah, Mythos does not have any.
It does not. It doesn't have any pop refill stations or ICEE machines.
In
but
Mythos,
this station in Mythos, but this station, it has a.
It's got 7 different flavors.
Oh yeah, it has a lot.
This is
it has
almost the most in the park.
Strawberry, Minute Maid lemonade, orange, blue raspberry, wild cherry, Coca-Cola, and pina colada.
You got a lot of varieties there.
Probably the most we've seen yet.
All right. We got a quick video of you with your two choices, or our two choices there. So what did you think of the, you had the Minute Maid lemonade that time. What did you think of that?
It was good. A little overpowering, but it was good.
All right. Yeah. And I had the wild cherry, which was very sweet. It was good. I don't mind it. Again, we'll usually throw that together with some blue raspberry and get our Smurf in a blender. But anyway, that kind of wraps us up there in the Lost Continent.
Yep. Now we are heading into Seuss Landing, and as soon as we enter, you're going to find a ICEE machine at Moose Juice and Goose Juice.
Oh.
The flavors they have there is Coca-Cola, wild cherry, green apple, orange, blue raspberry, and watermelon. That's kind of one we haven't had. Watermelon's kind of a unique flavor.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique flavor.
We also asked what was considered Moose Juice and Goose Juice, and they said that the Moose Juice was orange and the Goose Juice was green apple.
Those were the two flavors I went with those. So if you don't have a Coca-Cola Freestyle cup and you just want to buy an ICEE, it's $6.50 is the price on that currently as we're filming this in June. So even if you're buying a couple of those a day, it'll pay for your cup, recycling your cup. But anyway, all right. There were no machines right in Circus McGurkus. We were surprised by that. I thought for sure Circus McGurkus would have ICEEs available.
They did have some specialty things that kind of used ICEE, like there was a Grinch sour apple and a Ringleader Rush that used ICEE, but it wasn't like something you could get in a freestyle cup.
Yeah, it's a mixed drink, a non-alcoholic mixed drink. It's using whipped cream and then ICEE. And the person that we talked to said, yeah, if you ask, can I, hey, Jen, just have a green, ICEE? Nope, they won't do that for you. Or can I have just the, the wild cherry or whatever they're putting in the other one? And nope, not going to do that. You have to buy those drinks separately. So Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous, not super stupendous for the ICEE machines on that one.
The next ICEE machine station is right outside of the Cat in the Hat Ride gift shop. It is Eat a Snack Shop, which is
pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious name, yeah.
Yeah, eat a snack. Anyway.
The flavors they have is, again, watermelon, green apple, blue raspberry, wild cherry, and Coca-Cola. It seems like that blue raspberry keeps popping up in every station.
I think it's one of the most popular flavors, yeah. Huh. So anyway, all right. I think we did get a refill there. I think you got a Coca-Cola one. Did you like the Coca-Cola?
I love the Coca-Cola.
You love the Coca-Cola. All right. Well, I'm going to take over from there because we're leaving Seuss Landing and we're heading back into the port of entry part of Islands of Adventure. And we're going to go to a place that is called Chillin' Charlie's Lemon Slush Stand. But we're not going to have any luck there because you can't have that particular lemon slush with your ICEE. That's the one where they scoop it out, and they're not going to do that for you with a Coca-Cola Freestyle cup. You can refill your beverage, your pop or your soda there, but you can't get an ICEE there. So that was a little bit disappointing. Also, they do not have ICEE machines at the Confisco Grill or the Backwater Bar. They don't have either the soda refills or they don't have the ICEEs at either one of those places. So that's going to wrap us up in Port of Entry.
And also Islands of Adventure. But there are still 6 more stations to find over at Universal Studios. So we're going to head over there.
Yep.
First, Mel's Drive-In. They have freestyle refill pop stations, but they do not have ICEE machines.
No ICEE machines at Mel's Drive-In. That's right. They also don't have them at Schwab's Pharmacy, which is, again, an ice cream place. So they want you to buy the ice cream. They've got great ice cream, great malts, great shakes.
And a great place to hang out in a hot day.
Yeah, if you can find a table, because it's not a huge place. So, but they do have really great ice cream. Mm-hmm. All right. From there, we're going to leave the Hollywood area a little bit. We're going to head into DreamWorks Imagination area. We're going to head to our favorite place to go for soda or pop in Universal Studios. We're going to go to the DreamWorks Imagination Cafe. They've got kind of a couple of the freestyle machines tucked away, so you really don't see them, so not a lot of people go there to get a refill. So there's usually always ice there, which is why we go there. But if you want to get an ICEE at the DreamWorks Imagination Cafe, they do have 2 machines. Only one of them was working when we were there, but the other one had some great flavors. They had Coca-Cola, wild cherry, you might guess, blue raspberry, and they also have your personal favorite Sprite.
Yeah, I love the Sprite ICEE. It's wicked good.
It is good. All right. From there, we went out and we went back into another area, the Hollywood area. There's a little snack shop known as Expo Eats. Now, I thought that the name Expo Eats is a little weird, and I'll let you talk about that in just a minute. But Expo Eats also had 3 different flavors, and they do have ICEEs. They don't have pop refills there, just ICEEs, which is also a little bit different. But at that particular one, they have Coca-Cola, they have wild cherry, and I bet you can't guess, blue raspberry. Yeah, that one just seems to be everywhere. Any idea why it's called Expo Eats? It's not located in the World Expo area, which is, I thought, is kind of weird.
Well, that's an interesting story behind that. You see, before there was Simpsons in Springfield, that area used to all be part of the Expo area.
The World Expo.
That was back when the Simpsons ride was the Back to the Future Center for Future Technologies. So that whole strip of area used to be the Expo.
World Expo.
World Expo.
I guess that makes sense.
They used to combine that area all the way to Men in Black.
All right, very good.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to leave the Expo area. We're going to travel through the Simpsons. And are we going to get any ICEEs in the Simpsons area?
We are not.
We are not. Yeah, there's no. We've checked. So in the Simpsons area, it's kind of unique. You go into Moe's Pub, I guess it is, or bar.
Moe's
right?
Tavern.
And then it divides off into a bunch of different restaurants where you can go and get whatever you want. So if you have somebody wants chicken, somebody wants burgers, they have all kinds of stuff. But they do not have a Coca-Cola Freestyle station, and you can't get ICEEs there. So if you want a refill on pop, you go to the counter and you ask, and they'll refill your Coca-Cola Freestyle cup, but no chance at ICEEs in Simpsons. Also, you cannot go across the street. They have the Duff beer, and they have the Squishies, yeah, across the way. They will not refill a Coca-Cola Freestyle cup with the Squishy, which is a type of ICEE, but they still won't do it. So you have to kind of leave the Simpsons area if you want an ICEE, which is lucky because we're going to go to the place where they have the biggest selection of ICEEs in the whole park. Where are we going, Daniel?
When you go there, it says it's cold drinks, but on the map, it's MIB ICEE.
Okay, so you're heading down toward the Men in Black ride, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they have probably the most flavors at any of the parks for ICEE.
Yep.
They have blue raspberry, watermelon, banana, wild cherry, orange, Powerade extra sour green apple, Minute Maid lemonade,
Yep.
and Coca-Cola.
There you go. So anyway, we've got a quick video of the ones we picked out there. All right, we're over here at Cold Drinks right across from the Men in Black. Daniel got the extra sour Powerade ICEE, and I got the banana ICEE. The banana ICEE is probably good for the first swallow or two, but it's just too much banana, artificial banana flavor. And the extra sour Powerade, it is extra sour. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. Maybe it's a little bit like lime or sour apple, but it is just really, really sour. So neither one of these are award winners for us, but they're good in a very small amount. All right, so Daniel, you enjoyed the Powerade Extra Sour Green Apple.
Yeah, enjoyed is probably a strong word, but
Really?
yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
It was good. It was very sour, but not much else.
All right, and I had the banana.
Yeah, what did you think of the banana?
You know what? The banana is great in a very small amount. I mean, if I'd have had maybe a third of a cup, it'd have been fine. But
Kind of how I felt about the mango, probably.
the mango, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
So maybe blend it in with something else. I don't know. But anyway, lots and lots of choices for ICEEs there at the Men in Black ICEE, otherwise known as Cold Drinks, which I guess is true. So all right. So we're gonna leave the Men in Black stand, and you can get there a couple ways. You can continue going around on the circular route around the lagoon, or you could take the bridge. Now, the day we were there, the bridge was shut off, and I think they're going to be working on repairing the bridge. It's probably a little overdue for redoing the surface of the bridge. But once you come off of the bridge, if you're able to take the bridge, or once you go around, you're going to find a shack or a stand called the Lagoon Lemonade Stand.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's kind of the name. That's quite the name.
It's right by the bathrooms.
Oh,
Anyway,
that sounds
Yeah,
worse.
so Lagoon Lemonade, they do have a Coca-Cola Freestyle station right there as well. But then also, you can get an ICEE. And their ICEE flavors are Coca-Cola, blue raspberry, which you might expect because you find it everywhere. And they do have Minute Maid lemonade, which is really good. I enjoy the Minute Maid lemonade. So you're fine.
All right.
All right, so we're leaving the Lagoon Lemonade and we're continuing around. You can go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is Diagon Alley there in the, I guess it's called the London area. It's right by the San Francisco area. Once you see that triple-decker bus, which is from the movie
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, you have the night bus right there. And usually there'll be a night bus conductor out there you can visit with. You cut across into the Harry Potter area, the Wizarding World, and this is the Diagon Alley. There's a nice loop you can make in there, or a branch-off loop. Really a cool area. If you're missing it, you got to make sure you get in there because they've got a dragon in there. They've got the Gringotts ride is there. They've got the Nocturne Alley. Is it Nocturne Alley?
Nocturne Alley.
Yeah, you can go down that dark corridor. But anyway, lots of cool stuff to see in there. They've got some shows in there. So anyway, you do want to make sure you see it. However, just like any other Wizarding World area, you're not going to get any ICEEs or Coca-Cola refills in the Wizarding World area. Not going to do it. They have a frozen butterbeer, so I guess, they don't want that competing with. So you're going to need to buy those. They're not going to give those to you. They won't refill your cup with those. But anyway, all right?
Yep. Then we go into the San Francisco area where Richter's, although they have the Freestyle Cup fill stations, they do not have ICEEs. Probably because they sell ice cream or...
They do. Malts and stuff. Yep, you're right, Dan. And then in Lombard's Seafood Grill, they also do not have ICEEs or the Coca-Cola refill machine. Now, there is a Coca-Cola refill machine kind of by that little bakery there, but no ICEE stations at all, right?
Yep.
All right.
The next spot where you can find an ICEE machine is Louis Pizza.
They have New York.
In New York, that's right. They have, not only do they have some freestyle refill machines, but they also have an ICEE machine.
Guido's Gelato
Corner. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The flavors they have there is green apple, pina colada, and strawberry.
Yeah,
the only place that hasn't had the blue.
That is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a walk-up window outside, or inside there's a little corner area of Louis where you can go and get an ICEE if you want to do that, or get your gelato if you want that instead. All right, you got the last one, Daniel. Number 19, our last stand for getting an ICEE. Where's it at?
Well, you're going to love the name of this place. It's called the Snack Bar, located right in front of the Rocket... Well, it's, for now, located right in front of the Rocket Roller Coaster.
The Rocket Roller Coaster, yeah.
And their flavors are Coca-Cola, blue raspberry, wild cherry, and banana.
All right, so that brings us to 19 options where you can get an ICEE refill in both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. So we've talked about 4 things today. We talked about using a cooling towel, which I would highly recommend. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that thing on right now. Cooling towel, wonderful way to keep cool. We talked about using a neck fan. We haven't had as great luck with these. Other people, we talked to another person in the park who loves theirs. So I guess, whatever your thing is. Third way that you can stay cool is just slipping into the shops. Get into the shops. Go into the rides when it's really hot in the day. Make sure you get inside and enjoy that air conditioning, right? And then, of course, the fourth way, make use of that Coca-Cola Freestyle Cup. Not only getting cola drinks and things like that, but also getting an ICEE all over both of the parks. Hope you enjoyed coming along with us on this journey. You never know. Next time we may see you in the park at a line for an ICEE machine. We may see you at a freestyle soda refill. Or you never know, we might see you in a line waiting in the air conditioning. But until then, take care.